Today, I'm taking y'all back to those childhood memories of sitting around the table and having Sunday dinner after church. Now, my grandma's house was where we gathered after church to have Sunday dinner. The pastor would stop by and sit down and eat with us. It was basically just like the scene from the movie Soul Food, where the pastor came by, sat down, prayed with the family, and ate. Yes, that's what we did after church. The grown folk would talk and fellowship while the kids would go outside and play all day. Those were the days, y'all, and I'm bringing them back. So today I'm going to be cooking a good old-fashioned soul food Sunday dinner. We cook like this every Sunday, y'all. Every Sunday. So let me show y'all what's on the menu.
Come take my hand and walk there with me. I know a place where we can be free.
Come on in this house, y'all, and grab a seat at the table. I'm going to be cooking you Sunday dinner, and I will be starting with the red velvet cake. For the red velvet cake, I'm starting with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You can also use cake flour. Even though it is hard to see, I also have 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to sift all of my dry ingredients. Now, whenever you're baking a cake from scratch, be sure to sift your flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt, or whatever dry ingredients you are using. The reason why is because it removes lumps and bumps, and it makes your batter smooth, and it also helps your dry ingredients blend well with the wet ones. Next, I'm adding unsweetened cocoa, and I'm also sifting this as well to get rid of the lumps and bumps. Now that I have all of my dry ingredients together, I'm going to give it a good stir using my whisk. I'm making sure that everything is well blended. Now in another bowl, I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar followed by 1 cup of vegetable oil. And y'all, my gut is telling me to substitute this oil for some unsalted butter. But I'm going to stick to the recipe because now is not the time to be experimenting. I'll try that off camera and let y'all know how it turns out. I'm going to let the mixer do its thing while I scrape the sides. Next, I'm going to add 2 eggs. They have been sitting out for about 30 minutes to get them up to room temperature. Now, a professional would tell you not to crack the eggs directly into the bowl because you run the risk of getting eggshells in there. But since I'm not a professional, this is how I'm going to crack these eggs today. And then I'm going to let everything blend together, making sure that I scrape the sides. Now I'm adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I didn't have regular vanilla, so I'm using Mexican vanilla. Y'all, I was today years old when I found out that Mexican vanilla flavor can be toxic to your kidneys and liver. I had no idea. It contains coumarin, which is a chemical found in the tonka bean. Thank God when I looked at the ingredient list, it has in bold writing, no coumarin. So I just added 1 cup of buttermilk, and now I'm adding a half cup of hot coffee. I'm using the half caffeine one because that's what I already have on hand. Quick budget tip. Use what you already have versus going out and spending unnecessary money. The purpose of adding coffee is to enhance the chocolate flavor and to make the cake super moist. You will not taste any hint of coffee once the cake is finished baking. Now y'all know I should have poured this into one of those small glass bowls versus over the cake batter in the event more than 1 teaspoon splashed in there. I like for my red velvet cakes to be super red, so I'm using the whole entire tube of the gel food color. Now, one thing I like about Betty Crocker food color is that it doesn't have that nasty aftertaste. Y'all know that aftertaste you get when you buy cupcakes with red icing at the bakery, Walmart in particular. It has that nasty aftertaste. Well, this brand of food coloring does not have that aftertaste. Y'all look at how deep that red red color is. This cake is going to be amazing. Now I'm going to carefully add the dry ingredients a little at a time. The reason why I added a little at a time is to prevent over mixing, which can lead to a tough textured cake, and we don't want that. We do not want that. I've sprayed my silicone muffin pans with baking spray, and I'm going to pour my batter in. I don't want to pour too much, but I also don't want to pour too little, so I'm trying to find a nice medium. I seriously debated whether or not I should do cupcakes, a bundt cake, or a stacked cake. I figured with the cupcakes, everyone could just grab and go. Plus, it's less cake crumbs on the kitchen counter. Now these will go into the oven at 325 degrees for 18 to 20 minutes. This is how they looked after about 25 minutes because 18 to 20 was not long enough. They do look a little sus, but the real proof is in the pudding. We'll have to do a little taste testing. If anyone who is a baker out there knows why they look like this, let me know in the comment section. I honestly don't think they are supposed to look like this, y'all. I really don't. Let's cook some purple sweet potatoes, y'all. You can find these at Sprouts if you have one in your area or any Whole Foods store. I remember the first time I tried purple sweet potatoes was at my husband's friend's wedding reception. They had a potato bar and y'all, I was in hog heaven. I remember loving the taste of the purple potatoes, but I cannot for the life of me remember exactly what all they put in those purple sweet potatoes. So I found these when I was out and about the other day and decided to cook them for Sunday dinner. I feel like I was overthinking how these potatoes work. I should have peeled them, diced them, and then boiled them. Not sure why I boiled them with the skin on, but I'm sure it's going to still taste the same. It just created more work for me on the back end. So I had to taste this to see what all needs to be added. It has such a unique taste, it's hard to tell what all needs to go in here. Everything that you would normally put on a orange sweet potato would not work for this because they do taste so different. So I figured the basic salt and butter would work. Maybe a little garlic butter may give it a slightly different taste, but to me, butter and salt will do the trick. So I'm adding a little heavy whipping cream to make it nice and creamy. One thing that I did notice about these potatoes is that they are more stringy than the orange ones. So I'll have to whip out the hand mixer to see if I can gather all of those strings. The reason why I chose these potatoes is because of the health benefits. In case you didn't know, purple sweet potatoes have vitamins A, C, and E, and they are a good source for potassium and fiber, things that we need for our bodies. Not to mention that they contain high levels of antioxidants. I figured since they are a vibrant purple and they do look different, they may also encourage my picky eater to try them. Y'all, I have been pouring and adding and tasting to get this just right. I don't have a frame of reference of what they're supposed to taste like, so I'm just winging it. That wedding reception was so long ago, I can't remember what all they put in theirs. If you've cooked this before, let me know down in the comment section what all you put in yours.
There is a light shining for you, guiding your way, helping you through. And shadows and gloom are all that you see. We'll find a place where we can be free.
Let's cook some deviled eggs, y'all. I've already boiled my eggs and now I'm going to peel them. The trick I use to get them to peel easily is adding a teaspoon of baking soda to the water once it comes to a boil. Now let me get a little scientific here, y'all. The way this works is the alkaline of the baking soda raises the pH level of the egg white. This makes it loosen away from the shell. That's why it is so easy to peel when you add baking soda to the boiling water. See how easy the shell is coming off? It worked for 9 out of 10 of these eggs, which is not bad. 9 out of 10 is really not that bad. And the one that didn't want to cooperate, I just added it to the deviled egg mixture, y'all. Once I get all of these peeled, I'm going to give them a good wash, just to make sure that there is no shells remaining on the egg white. I've scooped the egg yolk out of the egg, and now I'm going to mash it. Do y'all see that one egg that didn't want to peel right? I managed to get the shell off and stuck it right in this bowl. So to the egg yolk, I'm going to sprinkle a little black pepper. Then I'm adding a couple of scoops of mayo and then giving it a good stir. Next, I'm adding a small dash of Dijon mustard and a small dash of honey mustard. And then a few sprinkles of sugar. And last but not least, relish. If I had dill pickle relish, I would have added those in addition to the sweet relish, but since I didn't, I'm just using the sweet relish. So now I'm going to give this a good stir. I have no measurements for this because y'all, I taught myself how to make deviled eggs and I just started throwing ingredients together without measuring them, and that's how I learned how to make deviled eggs. I want to try piping deviled eggs. I have never piped deviled eggs before. I still have training wheels on, y'all. I'm still learning how to cook and do things. So I want to learn how to pipe deviled eggs. So this is my first time ever trying to do this. So let's see if I'm going to be successful. So I have placed a Ziploc bag in a cup and now I'm going to pour the mixture in there. I've already cut a hole and placed the piping tip in there. So all of that is good to go. So let's see how this goes, y'all. Once I've piped all of them, I'm going to sprinkle some paprika on there and then wrap them up and place them in the fridge until all of the food is finished cooking.
There is a light shining for you, guiding your way, helping you through.
I saved the pork chops for last because they do not take long to cook. I bought the thin pork chops for that reason. Now my pork chops have been washed and dried and now they are ready to be tenderized and seasoned. These are the seasonings that I'm going to use. I have 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/2 tablespoon of Creole seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. This is enough for about 4 thick cut pork chops, but since I'm using thin, this should cover most of them. I may have to double the seasoning since I'm cooking way more than 4. Now I'm going to whisk all of these spices together. Next, I'm going to drizzle a little avocado oil because my olive oil is running low and I want to save it for another recipe in case this Texas winter storm happens and we're all stuck indoors because I did not go out and buy more olive oil. So I'm just going to hold on to the little bit that I have. Now I'm going to massage the oil into the pork chops before adding the seasonings. The reason why I do this is because I want the seasoning to stick to the meat. If you don't add oil, your spices won't stick, leading to bland pork chops, and we don't want that. Y'all, I cannot begin to tell you how many gloves I went through with these pork chops. Once they come off, they go right in the trash can, and I had to pull them off several times. Either I had to touch something, grab something, help someone do something, or watch TikTok memes or Instagram reels that my husband kept trying to show me while I was cooking. Y'all know how that is. If you are married, you know how that is. We do that all day with each other, send each other memes and Instagram reels and all the things. So yeah, I went through a lot of gloves. Now, once the oil is massaged into the meat, I'm going to add the seasonings. It doesn't look like I'm adding a lot, but once I rub it in, you will really be able to tell that these are well seasoned. So now I'm going to tenderize it. My dad bought me this tenderizer years ago, and I still use it to this day. The meat tenderizer makes the pork chops softer and easier to chew. So now I'm going to flip these over and do the same thing on the other side, where I pour the oil, add the spices, and tenderize the meat. Same process on the other side. So I have oil already heating up in the skillet, and now I'm just going to add my meat to the skillet and cook them on both sides. Once they are fully done on both sides, I'm going to add the butter. Now, one thing I didn't show was the minced garlic and chopped parsley mixed with butter, and that's because I use the Kerrygold garlic and herb butter that's already put together, so you didn't have to do any of that extra stuff. It's already right there in that stick of butter. But if you did want to make it homemade, all you would have to do is just add 3 tablespoons of room temperature butter, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, and some chopped parsley to a bowl and stir. And then you add it to your meat when it's done. I held off on the first few pork chops because my kids don't really eat garlic like that. So I waited until the last few pork chops and added the Kerrygold garlic butter to those. Now for my kids, I just used regular butter without all the extra fluff. Just plain butter for their pork chops.
So y'all, I don't know what my mama was doing today, but clearly she went into a cooking overdrive, because well, we got here something I would say for what, Thanksgiving? We got, okay, what do you go, purple potatoes?
Purple sweet potatoes.
Purple sweet potatoes. They look very delicious despite, no, of course looking purple like freaking Grimace, but you know, we're gonna move past that. We got some boiled eggs. You can't see it there, my lord, just so the camera can like get a good close up of that. Look at the gooey and delicious. Nah, I love me some deviled eggs, y'all. Deviled eggs, and of course, pork chops. And pork chops. I almost called it steak, and that would have been the wrong one.
At least you didn't call it chicken. Y'all used to call it chicken.
We did used to call it chicken. Take notes, viewers. And then we have green beans right here. Healthy. I actually like everything on this plate. I find myself eating on a pretty regular basis. This I think would probably be new because I'm used to eating sweet potatoes. No, purple sweet potatoes. I don't recall having this. I think I may or may not have. I'm just yapping, folks. So without further ado, we gonna take a bite. First, eggs.
Egg? Oh, I'm about to say eggs.
Yes, eggs. As I thought, delicious. Very good. I call scrambled eggs. I meant deviled eggs. Okay, moving right along. We're going to pay attention now. I'm going to go from the eggs to the sweet potato. Purple sweet potato.
What is it? Does it taste like the regular sweet potato, or does it taste different?
Mind blown. It tastes better than the regular sweet potatoes.
What? So describe the taste. What is it?
It's like a unique taste. It's like
I know, it's like you can't describe it.
It's not. Yeah, you cannot describe it at all. Actually, you can't. Okay, I'm gonna try to help y'all out. Put y'all on game. It tastes like the start tastes a little bit like potatoes, but everything after that, world of wonder. It came out of Wonderland. Cause I'm sorry, it's too good, but too unique. You can never be too unique. But it's just something you can't describe. So without moving right along, we're gonna get into the pork chops. Here we go. Okay, that's pretty good. Chewy and delicious. I like it. If my fork could kindly dislodge itself from the pork chop. Okay. Last but not least, save the healthiest for last. Actually, between these two, which one would you say is the healthiest?
I would say the purple sweet potatoes, because it has antioxidants in it. Because it's
in that case, yeah, that's the healthiest. So correction, we're just going the green for last. Green peas. These are right.
Sweet peas.
Sweet peas. Okay, got my vegetables wrong. Solid, pretty okay.
And then one last thing to try.
One last thing, y'all.
That red velvet cake.
I'm waiting for this, y'all. Let me tell you. If y'all know something about Jordan, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Jordan goes bonkers for red velvet. This is like, well, how would you describe it? This is like bait on a fish for me. So I want to take a closer look at this. My mother made red velvet cupcakes, white frosting on it. It got me feel like it's my birthday. That ain't for till another few months, not even a few months. No, we still got time for that. 6 more months. But early birthday to me because this looked delicious. So without me rambling, I'm gonna take a big bite of this.
That is a huge bite, Jordan. Don't get choked now.
So delicious! Hold on!
Look how soft it is.
It's so soft!
It's really soft.
You must have blessed this cake and sent it straight from heaven, because this God's workshop right here. Solid. It's not 10 out of 10. It ain't 100 out of 10. It's a straight 1,000 out of 10.
Let's look at the bite. Let's see.
Oh,
look how
yeah,
soft
please.
and juicy that is, y'all.
It's good. Really good. So good, in fact, I might just finish it here. I give all of this, like, together, solid 1,000 out of 10. Maybe even 2,000. I just gotta go higher than that, but it's good. I love it all. My favorite thing on this dish right here has got to be the purple sweet potatoes. It's just something about it being healthy and delicious.
Yep.
And that's all the food I see right now. Mind this is not going to last. So if y'all don't mind, my stomach told me to eat, and this looking mighty good, so that's Jordan's reviews. See you later.
So that was Jordan's take on today's Sunday dinner. Y'all know he's slowly becoming a foodie. Watch out now, Keith Lee. Jordan's coming for you. Now, the candied yams and collard greens, those were leftovers from the other day. I figured I would throw that in there so that I don't have to throw it out. We'll go ahead and eat that up, which they did. They demolished all of it. So no food is going to waste in this house. So what's on the menu at your house? What are y'all cooking? Do y'all do huge lavish meals on Sundays, or do y'all just keep it simple? And if you keep it simple, I totally get it, especially if you are a wife and mom, or you taking care of people, you're a caregiver. I get it. Simple is sometimes better. But we do eat like this every Sunday. And I was thinking about doing videos like this on a weekly basis. If y'all are into this type of video, if y'all would like to see me cooking, or if you would like to see what we are eating on Sundays, I can make this into a series titled Soul Food Sundays. Let me know down in the comment section if y'all would like to see more of these Soul Food Sunday videos. So now that we have fed our bodies, let's nourish our souls. You know, life is tough. And if no one has told you that they love you today, I'm telling you that I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I hope you all have a blessed and amazing day. And girl, we will chit chat in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.
Helping you through.